Hi, I'm the Tabletop Teacher, and in this video we're going to take a closer look at tarot cards from the Heroclix Marvel X-Men 10 of Swords collection. Thank you so much WizKids for sending me a brick of X-Men 10 of Swords along with the 10 of Swords miniatures game, dice and tokens pack, and play at home kit. It arrived after release day, so now that release day is sometime behind us, I thought it would be best to focus on something else than an unboxing. Let's explore this great new game element, the tarot deck. In essence, a tarot deck is a small deck of Heroclix tarot cards that you choose to bring to the game. When these cards are drawn, they add some special effect to the game that's valid for both players and on each player's turn. While the draw is random, you will build your tarot deck with your force in mind. Of course you stack your deck. For instance, if the Fool is drawn, characters can't use the effects of equipment. Now, if no character on your force is counting on equipment to perform, that's a great card to have in your tarot deck. Several recent sets offer equipment, and your opponent is very likely to have some, and the Fool will perhaps throw a wrench in their strategy. Here are 5 examples of other Heroclix tarot cards. The Ace of Pentacles. When a character uses Flurry and misses one or both attacks, after resolutions they may make a close attack. That's going to be very interesting for characters like Captain Britain Rogue to help make sure she hits with Flurry, so that friendly characters within range can have that safeguard against Outwit. The Nine of Swords. When a character that can use Precision Strike makes an attack, that attack can't be evaded, and damage taken from the attack can be reduced below 2 instead of 1. This is going to be crazy good for Peeper fans out there. The Ace of Cups. When a character uses super senses, increase the result of the roll by +1. Pointless if your opponent drew the Nine of Swords we just saw at the same time, but what are the odds? The Ace of Cups is going to be especially interesting for characters with the Wonder Woman ally team ability that can already use super senses. The Three of Wands. Characters that can use support may also use it as free. Very useful for characters like Absalom Mercator. The free use of support is great for moving and healing. The Magician. Characters, remember that's friendly and opposing, have the Mystics team ability. If a character can already use the Mystics team ability, they deal 1 unavoidable damage instead. Fantastic if you happen to have invincible Mystics on your team. But where can you find all these marvelous tarot cards, you ask? The Ace of Pentacles can be found in X-Men 10 of Swords boosters. The Nine of Swords and the Ace of Cups you can get in the X-Men 10 of Swords miniatures game, along with 3 other tarot cards that build a legal tarot deck, more on that later. The Three of Wands is exclusive to the X-Men 10 of Swords storyline Organized Play boosters. Make sure to ask your favorite local game store to host this very special event. And the Magician is a participation prize you get for playing in that same storyline event I just mentioned. Your Heroclix tarot deck can hold 5 to 12 cards. In a 5-card deck, you need to have 1 card of each suit, that's Pentacles, Swords, Cups, and Wands, along with 1 major arcana. The X-Men 10 of Swords miniatures game gives you a legal tarot deck of 5 cards, which you could modify with the cards you get from other sources, if you like. If your tarot deck has more than 5 cards, the following rules apply. Every card is unique, no duplicates are allowed. There's a maximum of 2 cards per suit, and a maximum of 4 major arcana cards. So a 12-card tarot deck would have 2 cards of each suit and 4 major arcana. The Pentacles cards are tied to speed powers and effects, the Swords are tied to attack powers and effects, the Cups to defense, Wands to damage. The major arcana are not linked to any power in particular, but they are appropriately themed. The choice of tarot cards you make will stack the deck in your favor, but the tarot deck building rules are there to make sure the deck remains balanced. So how do you play your tarot deck? Well, if you brought a tarot deck to the game, and note this doesn't cost any points and is distinct from your sideline, you shuffle it and place it face down near you, visible to your opponent. At the very beginning of your turn, before anything else, you draw a card and place it face up. That tarot card is in effect immediately. So if you draw the Knight of Wands, for example, that +1 to your leadership rolls is valid for you right away. It will still be in play at the beginning of your opponent's turn, so it will be in effect for their leadership rolls as well. If your opponent also has a tarot deck, they will draw a card at the beginning of their turn, and both cards will be in effect for that turn. But at the beginning of your next turn, you will draw a new tarot card that will replace the one you had before. If you draw a card that's already in play because your opponent drew the same one on their turn, you put the card you just drew at the bottom of your deck and draw a new one. And if your deck is empty when you need to draw a tarot card, you simply shuffle all your tarot cards and this becomes your new deck. That's it. In my experience, it's unlikely you'll need to reshuffle a 12-card tarot deck. How often do you get to play 12 turns in a 50-minute game, right? Well, Marie-Ange Colbert could have something to say about that. Meet Tarot. She allows you to draw 2 cards and choose which to put in play, placing the other card at the bottom of your deck. You'll go through your deck twice as fast, but she'll allow you to perhaps choose that perfect tarot card for whatever situation you're in at that point in the game. So that's how you play a tarot deck in tournament play. There are other ways to use the tarot cards. If you're organizing the games at your favorite local game store, you could randomly draw or outright choose a tarot card and announce it well before the match so that players build their forces with that card in mind. The card would be in play for the whole game. Along the same lines, you could choose not to announce the card before the build and draw one at the beginning of the game that would be in effect for all players. You could draw a different card for each game in the event. And here's a variant inspired from the Battle Royale rules from the Ten of Swords storyline organized play event series that could be fun when both players have a tarot deck. Shuffle both tarot decks together into a shared tarot deck. At the beginning of the first player's second turn, that player draws a tarot card. On subsequent turns, each player rolls a d6 and only draws a new tarot card on a result of 4 to 6. I suggest players sleeve and identify their cards to make it easier to get them back after the game. So, do you have a favorite tarot card? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, YouTube stuff. Thanks for watching, and have fun.